So Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity to speak to everybody and anybody. Lord, I pray that this episode or this entry will help somebody else and bring glory to you. Thank you for Alex who's here with me. I pray, Lord, for a fruitful conversation, an honest conversation, an open and transparent conversation. Be with us today as we journal. Amen.
Amen.
Last time
Like
on JM Journal.
bro, like maybe you can disagree with the word running, but like you said, escapism will be the language that you use for it. Not dealing with things head on. Obviously, there's obviously a route for that. You get me? You said, okay, you don't want to disappoint mom and dad about certain situations. You know, we spoke about women and people probably think, like, people genuinely probably think, and like those that like think they know you or know your past or whatnot think it's women. I don't think it's women, you know. I don't think it's women. I just think women is a thing for most men. That's it. Women is a thing for most men in the sense of how do I put the right language to it? I can't even say most men, you know, because certain men ain't women stuff. I just deep to, you know. I'm like most men like us. Women would be the vice. The Bible speaks about it when we talk about like people like David, people like Solomon. You can even go even deeper. Samson.
The women thing is the one that has the most collateral.
Okay.
In the sense of it affects. It's the one thing that affects other people as well as me.
Yeah.
Or it seems like it doesn't affect me, but it affects others. Okay. So that's why it's the big one. It's the one that everybody shout and scream about. Do you know what I mean? Because
it's more of a coping mechanism.
1000%. Like that.
But a coping mechanism as a place of safe haven from running.
As I said to my counsellor, when I kind of started digging into it, I was like, sex is safe for me. Sex was safe. Like it was the one thing that didn't let me down, bro. I remember saying that in counselling and then being like, "Raw, I can't believe I just said that."
Question: do you feel like you let yourself down?
I think I haven't. I think because of that vice, as you want to call it, or that area of my life.
Not just that vice, though.
No, but I'm saying I don't think it's been. I don't think I've best represented myself, and I think I think I've misrepresented myself a lot, and I think that's why people are shocked when they get to know me. Because they think or have this perception that I'm just this demon, bro. Do you know what I mean?
But I know you.
No, but people that know me have a different level of grace and just like they see the person in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people just see Jude and they hear and they think about the stories, bro. They think about, oh, it's just this girl and that girl. And it's like, yeah, there's been times I've just been like, yo, I'm about this life, bro. I've just been out here because I want to be out here. But like you said, I was running, bro. I've been running. Like I've battled many different things. I was escaping home. I was escaping the insecurities. I was bro. I was trying to. It was the one. As I said, it was the one thing I knew I couldn't fail at. And even if I did fail, I knew I could get a next one. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like there was never a time where I felt like I was in lack because I knew I could, and I knew that if this goes down, everything changes. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I knew what it was. Like I kind of thrived off it at some points. I thrived off being the one that I even thrived off being the forbidden one. I thrived off it because I was like there was times where has been times where being the forbidden one has brought more attention. Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's mad though, because it's almost like there's a reason behind everything. You get me? So when I'm saying like running again, I see, because I'm seeing it. Okay, so I'm taking it back to when we were like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, I don't know if I can remember that far back.
I can remember very far back.
Okay,
I can remember nursery school.
Nursery school.
Yeah.
With
in the
playground.
Yeah, playground, tricycles and all that.
Yeah, I remember
the
that.
shared bike and all that sort of stuff. Do you remember when we went to primary school? That was the first time we weren't in the same class.
Was it?
Yeah. So primary school, we were in the same school, but never in the same class.
Yeah, they split us up.
Yeah. So then we started having to learn to make new friends.
But then they would still put us in sets, and we were kind of in the same sets as well.
Yeah, a push, parents push. Yeah. And then obviously when we get older, we're in the same teams and things like that. Yeah. Same house. Yeah. But I'm thinking about the you that I know that is friends with everyone and very inclusive and just a naturally. You gotta understand, I'm looking from the outset. I know you, but I'm seeing you develop. I'm seeing people first follow you just because. I'm seeing you lead conversation just because. I think my biggest disappointment, and you know it already.
I said disappointment.
Yeah, is that I looked up to you and you let me down.
Blood, what?
First
of all, wait, what?
I've always said I looked up to you. Remember? You didn't know that.
No,
you knew that. You knew that.
But I've never heard you say that.
Yeah, because bro, think about it.
Man said disappointment. That's deep, you know, fam.
Okay, so
is it a bit like how I feel about Dad?
Felt. He's gonna watch this.
Nah. Oh, feel. Oh no, shame. Nah, it's not how I think.
Nah,
how
I felt about that. When you had your everything's calm now.
Is it that kind of thing?
I guess so, because obviously you let me down in you would had let me down. You weren't really conversing with me, so you weren't really being like a brother. You weren't really being a friend. I think that's the main thing. So then at that point, it's like, yo, allow man, I'm gonna do my thing. And then when I realized I'm the man, I don't need you no more. I was the man. I was the man very quick. But what also, and I'm gonna tell you this is gonna sound mad. I know we're pushing for time.
We're not pushing for time. We just do whatever in it.
The fact that obviously the blueprint I was following was your blueprint.
My blueprint.
But you didn't tell me what what came with it.
What came with the blueprint? What do you mean my blueprint? It's gal.
Gal? Not just that, but I had a next plan as well. Mine was gal and money. That was my thing. So obviously, I had it.
Yeah.
And I was gymming as well. I gym now. I don't gym as much as I should really, but I was that young but looking gym. When you got the little muscle. Early gym when no one else is gymming.
Early gym. Yeah.
So now it's yo, I'm actually the man around my age group. One of the guys. Then when I got the car, that was a wrap.
Yeah.
Cause it was I'm finished. I've completed all my goals, all my assignments in my head.
So you said that
there was so much that came with it, so much stress that came with it, so much unfulfillment that came with it.
Yeah. I think when you deep it and when you think about it, in your own space, you feel empty, bro.
But this is what I'm trying to say. I couldn't do it anymore. I might still have been the savage at heart and want to chop down 150 girls a week. That's how I might have felt, genuinely how I felt at nights. But I knew after a certain point, I can't do this anymore. And then in my head, I'm like, why didn't my brother tell me this? This is all long. This is very, 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 very long. I
think
it's long.
Yeah. But then you do more to stop thinking.
Yeah, but then I couldn't do that because I'm an overthinker. Anyway, I can't just shut off like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm there, just on my own, I'm not even thinking about God. I'm just thinking about, this is long.
Stressful. Nah, it was, and I think I probably got there later than you, or I had to experience something crazy to get there.
Well, you had happened to experience. I don't think anyone
has to, but I did. I think the last breakup. I think for me, that was I need to pattern, man, because this ain't okay.
Yeah.
And even then, I thought I was doing good, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought I was doing well, but I allowed insecurity, and obviously some in some sense depression as well, to just mash me up, bro.
Yeah.
Mash me up, and that played out in how I dealt with a relationship that I really, really cared about. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I genuinely thought, this is gonna be it, kind of thing. And so I think after that, I was like, nah, I can't make that kind of mistake again. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The next time I get into something, I have to be okay. Do you know what I mean? So that's why cool being by myself at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
Okay. I know what I want, but right now I'm cool. Just no one needs to be in that space right now. Which I'm trying to say, because I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying. So I think you got there before I did. The collateral is a lot. It is a lot,
Yeah.
and you either have to choose to numb it, or you just go out or live in turmoil. But I didn't know that you felt like you were disappointed. Like that's mad to me. Like not mad. I completely understand why you're saying it. I feel awful. I feel awful 1,000%. I've ever apologized.
You don't need to apologize.
No, but have I ever apologized?
Nah, but you don't need to. The thing is, you don't have to apologize because I made a decision for myself. I saw something that I liked. I saw that getting girls is like kind of cool thing. It made you more of the man.
It doesn't know in the
But
grand
that's
scheme.
but
It
that
doesn't.
but that's what I'm trying to say. No, but bro, in the big wide world, it does. Like to the man them, it does. To the girls, it kind of you start to get crossed off lots of people's lists. But the reality is in the the other day in the barbershop, the man was chatting, and I was talking to one guy. He's quite well known actually, and I said, "Yeah, I've been married for 2 years." I'm just telling him my testimony. I said, "Look, listen." I said to him, "Listen, bro, you got to tame that savage inside of you. It still might live there. You've got to tame it. It's about self-control."
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I got my woman, but you know, maybe I just won't do a thing in my city or do a thing in the country. Like,
That's the
mad.
logic that man are coming with.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So it just to wrap that point, I was like, getting girl makes man the man. Like that's the way they see it. It's still like that. I think I followed you on a journey that I didn't know, and I don't think you knew where it was really taking you. And this is where my whole thing of the blind leading the blind comes in.
But I didn't know, in one sense.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to follow me in that space.
But this is
the same.
okay.
You know what I'm trying to say.
So this is a word now to anybody that's actually listening, because like, I know we're talking, but I'm just conscious that people are listening. That there's man them that are letting man them, and listening. No shots at no one. This is just something that I see. We have a natural ability to want to wrap our arms around other young men around us, but we have to watch what environments we bring them to. I have a natural mentorship mantle. That's me.
Yeah.
But I have to be careful what I do. I have to be careful what I do because I don't want to lead them down the wrong path. And I think if I allow, like, you're my captain, so that's the way I see you. You're my captain. So you captain the ship. You know, you're JM Superman. You captain the whole ship for your team.
James, you don't exist no more, bro.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
You don't exist
Yeah.
no more.
Anyway, you were the captain of your ship. Yeah. And you know the team kind of followed you, and or like you would set pace a lot of the time. You just would. Set pace. And when you set pace, every man follows through. And, you know, it's carnage. I'm now following the pace. But I'm probably the one that probably could keep up with the pace the most. Not like them, man. Them man are crazy. Like, them man, they get too wave for me. Like, I was like, I'd follow your pace and then I'd go off on my own little journey, like, into the woods. And
hold tight the man there, though.
But yeah, hold tight the man there.
Hold tight the man there.
But you'd set pace. And the reality is, once you set pace, everyone just naturally follows you because you're a leader. I was following, didn't know where we were going, then lost my way. Lost my way because I lost my relationship with Christ as well, because I didn't realize a clock, because man was still about for a bit, that, yo, man could do the church thing and still do the. Nah, I was like, nah.
I think when you find out that you can kind of do the church thing, and I mean that's something. When I say the church thing, I mean being present at church, appearing everything's okay, even not even appearing everything's okay, but like kind of getting away with stuff, and they're still doing the mad thing. Like when you realize you can kind of do that, there's an element of invincibility that people kind of experience. You know what I mean? And I think that when I say church thing, I'm not talking about being committed. I'm talking about I go to church. I say I'm a Christian. I can cry and bawl and everything, but then I can unremorsefully do this, bro. Yeah, countless, bro. Remember what what's her name that lived near here? Yeah, from uni days. Bro, I was at church.
Mm.
And I'm going straight there. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I hear
Like,
that.
that was like, that's before I started coming here. But when I was visiting and everything, like, bro, I was here, there. Do you get me? I was coming from there to here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There was no reverence or even just like, I didn't see anything. I felt like, oh, I'm calm, man.
But this is mad.
Yeah, I'm trying
You're
to say.
mapping out your own journey, not knowing who's following you.
But I'm not asking no one to follow. I wasn't asking for anyone to follow
Nah,
me,
but that's
number
what I'm
one.
trying to say.
But I understand what you're saying.
But that's the thing. No one's asking for anyone to follow them. But
Mm,
people just naturally follow people.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. Like, look, watching you as I grew up, obviously, mum was like I said, captain all these teams and so on and so forth, fastest in school, strongest, all that sort of stuff. So it's something to aspire to. You can be influenced and impacted by your friends and family, and it just is the case. However, there came a point where I was like, yo, I can't rate my man still. Like,
Well, no. You didn't rate me.
Nah, I couldn't rate you like the way I rated you. I had your family, and you're my twin brother, and I'll love you, and I'll rebuke you in private, and I'll stick up for you in public.
That's
But outside of that.
So you think the same? You think the same for the rest for Fard, JD, Ty? Because I feel like you, man, have
I can't speak for them, man. I definitely say we will all wrap arms around you and protect you and rebuke you in private, like, and likewise I'd expect the same to happen to me, you know, and has done, you know. Man has slapped it on me a few times, like everyone in their own different way. But at the same time, I will just say, like, for me, it was just hard because I'm like, yo, if it was any other guy right now, I don't rate you. I'm like, nah, you what are you on? What are you actually on? And you know how I am even today. Like, I'm vexed about loads of things, like a righteous anger. Like, yo, what are you on? But then it forces me to look myself in the mirror, and it forced me to look myself in the mirror, and I had to make a decision, bro. I'm gonna either do this church thing or I'm not. And I just didn't do it anymore for a minute. Bro, I wasn't on the church thing. I made a decision. The Bible said,
indirectly saying that I was the reason why you left church.
Nah, there was a number of reasons, because I think I followed Dad. But I wanted to play rugby as well, so it was like simultaneous. Like, rugby was on a Sunday. Dad wasn't going to church. I managed to source myself. He was going to a church. He wasn't going to a church. 7. When did I 18? When I was playing Colts.
No, he was gigging.
No, it was before Colts. It was 17. It was when I was playing 17.
He was gigging. Because you remember when you broke your arm.
Because I was playing 17.
He was just he was doing music.
Yeah. I was playing 17. And I was getting lifts on a Sunday. So I'd stay home and I'd get lifts. So then also as well, that culture seeped into it as well. The drinking culture.
We like to drink with Alex, because Alex is our mate.
We like to drink with Alex, he gets it down in 8, 7, 6. Yeah. So that whole culture. So now I'm just like, I'm not on that thing. I'm either going to be here or here. And obviously back in my head, the scriptures, you know, hot or cold, I've got to sweep you out. I had to make a decision, bro.
So man chose to just like,
bro, it was one or the other.
Yeah, rather than the league.
And that's why as well, when in terms of rating, like I it's hard, and this is where God has to convict me, and I exercise grace massively. It's hard for me on my own story and my own experience rate lots of people that want to do the duality thing. I can't, because I understand the severity. Choose a side. I've always been one to choose a side. I might be indecisive when it comes to food, but there's certain things, like I said, I have my way, and I just choose a side. No,
I hear you. And, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying, because even now, like, you do actually get frustrated when you think about how people are living. You come to me and say, "Yo, what's going on?" Like, kind of not in like a. It's never judgmental. It's more just like you said, it's coming from a space of, I don't get how you can do this kind of thing. But it's. I hear what you're saying. Like, obviously, to like circle back, like, some of this stuff that you're saying, I didn't actually like know per se, and you're not. I don't think you're wrong for saying what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong in terms of like the running thing and the running thing. or the escapism or whatever. But it's been a journey. Like I think I would say now I'm in a way better space.
Yeah.
Like things aren't perfect all the time, you know. Obviously, ministry and trying to move forward in that space means there's less room for error.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder in some cases. I think I feel the pressure of that, and I think the pressure of that sometimes, like having that pressure and not running, and having to feel it, and having to just kind of find ways to deal with it right in the right way is a lot. Like there's days, bro, where, and it's not just about the coping mechanism as in sex, because that's not the only way of coping. Do you know what I mean? Like, but like stopping myself from just, like you said, just doing things and just enjoying my company and all that kind of stuff. And it's been a journey, bro. Like, it's been a journey, but I'm working on it. And I think one thing that I would say is, like, obviously, like you moved. Obviously, you married and you live with your wife, so there's things you won't see. Do you know what I mean? I remember when a few weeks ago I was like, you said something. I got a bit aggy in it. I was like, no, because you said, I can't remember what you said, but I remember I was saying, you don't know what it's like to be me right now, fam.
I can't remember what I said now.
I said, you don't know what it's like to be me. I said, bro, I'm on my own all the time. I don't have anyone. Like,
did mum make me apologize?
No, she didn't make you apologize, because I was upset. I was like, bro, you said something. I was like, bro, how can you say that? Like, you don't know what I'm on right now. You don't know the fact that I stay in the house. Sometimes I'm on my own in the house from Monday morning to Wednesday evening, because I work from home. Mum's obviously at grandma's looking after the grandma. You ain't there. Shannon ain't there. Dad ain't there. You know, I can't speak to Thingy because, well, we weren't speaking or whatever. Like at times, do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm on my own, and I'm trying not to do the same thing I did before. I'm trying not to just jump into someone else's arms. I'm trying not to get. Do you get what I'm saying?
So I'm scared then.
Huh? Scared?
Yeah, that you're gonna relapse.
Yes.
Raw.
Bro, like this is a real thing. Like I say this like just honestly, like sex addiction is a real thing.
Yeah, bro. All addictions are a real thing.
Yeah, but I think people don't really think about sex addiction being a thing, and like in the sense of, especially when I realized that's what it was, I was like, damn, I need to kind of deal with this kind of thing. Like when I realized, like, one, it can come out of a depressive state.
Yeah,
like hypersexuality is actually a sign of depression.
Yeah,
you know. Then in terms of like when it comes to a place where it's just risky and you're doing risky things, like addictions will make you do risky things or act impulsively. And when I realized that's what it was, you know what I'm trying to say, and I can't believe I'm even saying this right now, you know, but like, I'm just like, when I kind of dealing with that. Yeah. So when there's so going through my journey on the counselling last year and that, and digging and things coming to the surface and trying now, I went into counselling thinking your counselling is going to fix me. It didn't. Counselling brought things to the surface and made me more self-aware. So now I know what my triggers are. Now I know when I feel how I feel. This is the kind of thing I was doing before. Whereas so now I still feel the same things. I still feel feelings of lack of feeling alone. I still feel feelings of abandonment sometimes. I still feel those feelings that would before my responses to this, whereas now my response is, all right, I've got to move through this and not do anything and not replace it with alcohol, not replace it with smoking, not replace it with this. And I have, so there's times where I'm literally just there, and I don't know what to, and I can't talk. I can't call my bro. I can't call my bro. I'm like, I don't want to disturb him. With wifey or whatever. Same with Fard. Same with Ty. You know, JD's got his own stuff going on, and you man are the only ones that I'm going to talk to about this. You know what I mean? Obviously, mum and Shannon and dad and all that kind of stuff, but you man are the only ones that I'm going to talk to about this. And the only other person I would have spoke to about this in that depth would have been Thingy. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's not there right now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm alone. So that's why I was mad. I was like, bro, I'm alone, bro. and I'm not trying to have no one else in my space.
Yeah.
Having someone in my space or letting people into that space has got me into problems because people see my vulnerability, they see I'm a human, and do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my experience of opening up to people in that space or just in my vulnerability has led to foolishness, and I don't want. And my choice is I don't want to do that anymore. So I am gonna be miserable.
What the heck?
So I'll choose. No, but I said I'll choose to be. I'll choose to be miserable and work through it, than try and cover it with something that will make me feel good for a moment. Or do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's what I'm saying. So when you said what you said, I wish I remember what you said. I was angry because I was like,
going out.
huh?
That's why you're going out, and you're going to like some Game of Thrones thing or something like that.
Yeah,
You're going
yeah.
to some watch.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was going to watch. Well, yeah, I was going to watch something. Yeah, and I was like, blood.
And you're going in on me.
Yeah, because you're asking me. Like, I was like, you don't know. I was like, bro, you don't know what I do to cope.
Sorry for what I said.
No. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. But I'm saying like, so little things like last year I bought OD Limitless, bro. Just
That's
because
good,
bro, when I have those days, I go watch a film. Do you know the amount of times I've gone to the cinema and just fallen asleep just because I might need to get out of the house, but it's a safe space, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So like little things like that. And it sounds crazy because I'm like, people might hear this and be like, yo, he's got a problem. But like, it's not a thing where you see it going, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just interesting nuance. But like, I think I've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
So that I can be in this space now and trust myself.
And I think that's the thing. You have to exercise that trust as well in yourself, you know. But the trust also as well, what are you trusting? And are you trusting in your own actions or the actions given to you by God? And I think that's where even like, I don't know, I always say in closing because like I'm preaching a sermon. But for real, like, it's the trust in Him first. Like when I finally surrendered to God, when I finally gave my life back, my heart to Christ properly. Bear in mind I got baptized at age 16.
That's a big mistake.
Fell away from church. No, it wasn't a mistake, you know. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Bro, I made a decision. I remember I confessed everything to God about I didn't like no one at that time as well. I didn't even like Shannon, I didn't really see eye to eye them times. And I remember crying and apologized to mom, apologized to Shannon, apologized to everyone in the family. God just really hit me different at that conference, and I just was ready. But what we lacked was a level of discipleship. Which in now my position now, I'm like, yo, if a man gets baptized, I want to be able to be there. I want to build the processes, the systems in place that these men have got accountability around them, and we're working on that. A few of us are working on that because it's not peace. We already know. When you publicly confess, that's the name. Is that okay? All right then. Let me see how bad you are.
But I think I got a text that same day. You know,
bro, my opportunities just opened up after that.
I said opened up.
They did because 16 got baptized 16.
So we're going into sixth form then, innit? So we just finished year 11.
And
wait, we just finished year 11.
Yeah, and I.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, because we got our results.
2008.
Oh yeah, because grandma's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2008.
10th of August.
September was the first year of
sixth form.
Sixth form.
Yeah.
I that's the first time. In 2000, was it 2008 or 2000?
The first time what?
It was my first time to...
It was. We just turned 17.
Which one I'm trying to say?
You're a waste man, though.
Which one I'm trying to
and
say?
You know
no, bro,
waste,
don't
man,
say no more. Say less.
You're a
but
waste,
yeah,
man.
2008. That's what I'm trying to say. So we weren't prepared. But now I look back in hindsight, I'm like, God, when I finally made the decision for you, I made a decision from my heart. Yeah, and I made a decision knowing more about who you are, but who you want me to be. I just made a decision based on my heart, but not who I knew God wanted me to be. There was no discipleship and surroundings. So we don't need to worry about trusting ourselves. We need to trust Him.
Yeah,
because He's taken me this far. Every people go, yo, accelerated. Your whole life's been accelerated, bro. I felt every single moment. You can talk to me about acceleration between this year and this year.
It didn't feel
But
like
bro,
acceleration.
I feel like I've been through the wars.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it does
Every
take.
day I wake up and I trust him.
You have to. That's it, bro. Like, and
I work in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and I trust him.
But that's what I think changed. When things changed for me, was when it's not that I realized.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew this before. Because obviously, you hear the narrative. Think about it. It's not that people don't speak it. You know. Like, think about Grandma put Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I know
in our birthday cards every year. You know. In all your ways,
acknowledge him, and he'll direct that path.
Yeah,
and literally, I know that off by heart because Grandma used to say it, and I had to learn it.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not like we didn't know it.
Yeah,
it's that we didn't do it. And I think when I did, when I exercised that for the first time, and I realized, not even for the first time, but when I actually said, 100%, God, I cannot do this. You know, I've tried it my way, even down to trying to fix myself last year and trying to fix the situation. After the conversation I had with Thingy, I drove home and I was like, God, I was upset. You know what I'm trying to say? I was vexed or whatever at myself. And I remember just driving home and I was around the corner from home and God just said, trust me. Just trust me. Trust me with your desires. That's what he said. Trust me with your desires. And I didn't do it. I didn't know how, like, even that, because I want my own way, or I want something to happen, I'm trying to make it happen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Whereas what God been saying, like, yo, just trust me, like trust that I know what's best for you. And I think when I released the control and when I said, all right, cool, like, me doing my thing, even in my well-doing, it wasn't okay, because it wasn't letting you exercise your own power. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
100.
I think that's when things, and I think ease. So even in those times where I'm down, I'm still like, you know, I'd still rather trust you, God. Would rather trust you and feel this than try and make my own way and mash myself up. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think when you make that decision, you know, and I think that's what, and I get where you're going now when it comes to about, like, not the righteous anger, but the frustration, because when you see other people now living how you pretty much lived, and you know what it means, you know what that headspace is, you know the damage it does, and you're like, I just want you to see things how I see things now, or I want you to experience what I'm experiencing. I want you to experience the freedom of trusting God, and trusting God, not saying that it's going to be perfect, not thinking it's all going to be plain sailing, not thinking that all the opportunities in the world are going to come, which they might do, but they might not. But just the freedom in your brain, knowing that something higher, something better, something stronger, something more knowledgeable has my best interests at heart, and I can just trust. I can trust it, and and I think I don't want everyone to have to go through what we went through or what other people have gone through, and have to get to the lowest point, bro.
And I think that's it. That's literally it. I don't want people. I see it because I can see guys in my head physically now, like as I think about it, guys with their dead trim, stinking, and all that. So I've seen them when they leave, and their lives have just gone downhill and depart. You know, people always say now, well, a lot of the time, not always say that, oh, Alex, you look great, or da. I'm like, I don't know. I don't look like what I've been through. I really don't look like what I've been through.
There's a song with that on, you know.
But I don't look like what I've been through.
Kurt Carting.
And I think this is it. Like, we don't look like what we've been through because Christ looks like what we've been through, because he bled for us and he died for us. And when we step inside of Christ, well, I'm not even trying to preach, because I'm going full circle on this. When we step inside of Christ, the lashes don't touch us. The bruises don't touch us. We just see. We just end up just following and seeing from his perspective. And I think this is the one thing that I definitely say about you, is that obviously I recognize your growth and I'm proud of you. You already know that, though. I think you know that just by my support, I'll support everything. I always say to people like, you're one of the best preachers I know, one of the best singers I know. Even though you keep telling me, bro, you don't understand. You think this, you don't understand, bro. You used to lead junior choirs, so I don't know where you're going from talking about. One of the best actors I know. Natural born actors, entertainers. I'd put you in the category of musician, sportsman. Even though you don't really
look like it anymore.
Nah, but like that's like you so gifted. Enemy was after you from day, bro. But so gifted that so many people looked up to you. If what are you gonna do, bro? The enemy will come for the head, bro. There's a thing in war, what they call snipers, in it. Snipers, long range shooters. They do not shoot you in your body. Where do they shoot you? In your head. Why? Instant kill. You kill the head, you kill the rest of the body. Most of the time as well, if we talk from a personnel standpoint, do they just go for any soldier? Because it's a long range shot. No, they go for the highest ranked official. Why? Because if you shoot the highest ranked official, it causes calamity amongst the people. God has been on your life from day. You already know it. But like, you know the prophecies, you know the sayings, you know what people have said about you. My thing is, with you knowing that, you only have one choice. You don't have to like everybody else. You don't. Partial obedience or disobedience, those, which is just disobedience anyway, aren't a choice that's viable for you because God has already selected you to be in a position. The more you run is the more that, and that word again, the more you run is the harder it's going to be when it comes to making the decision that God's called you to do at the time, in trusting him at the time. And I think God's got you to a place now where you're able to really trust him, and he's giving you bigger instruction now. Trust him. Oh, I trust. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I trust God. You know, like you know this already. It can come across as like hyper Christian, but like I trust God. But if people really knew how much I weren't in church, then they would understand like how
and what you've been through. Mom, I was talking to Mom a few weeks ago, and I was like, Mom, like obviously right now, obviously I'm not driving. I hate not driving. You know, I like to just be able to do my thing. And Mom was like, Julian, this just might be a season that you're in. You know, obviously your brother's like cool now, whatever. But remember, there was times when he was working 2 jobs, and you know what I mean. And she told me I don't think you told me this, right? What? She told me that there was times when you were doing the brand stuff, and then you used to, like, say you had to go nuts, like you used to get the earliest train, and then go to the gym over there.
So basically, what I would do, I remember one time as well. Oh, bro. I'm gonna get emotional. People said I didn't have to do this, but again, I had to do this. Like, I had no money to get back to Birmingham, bro, and it was like, yo, I've got 1 ticket. I have to stay 2 days. So I had a Pure Gym membership. So what I did, I think I upgraded my gym membership for a day because it was cheaper, or something like. No, I bought a day pass.
I remember you told me. You told me?
I bought a day pass for the gym, got in the gym. Obviously, you can get out from emergency exit, but you can't get back in the gym. So I made sure I was in the gym before 11. I slept in the toilets, showered in the morning, had to evade the cleaners because obviously they lock up the thing at night. The actual...
Man had a pursuit of happiness moment, fam.
Yeah, bro. I think I was inspired by the movie and stuff. Man, I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Man had the
I'm gonna get out of this.
Hey. Like,
so I took my back. I remember going to going to Mackey's after the gym kind of like opened properly, and I just chilled there for a couple of hours. Them times I was kind of like, I think I was finessing the. Oh, sorry, God. I was finessing the stamp things. So I was getting free coffee. So then I got 2 coffees, and then I was able to keep it moving. And then obviously I worked a whole 8 hours, and then just jumped back on the thing to Birmingham. And then sometimes I'd bump the train at New Street, get to Sutton, and then walk up the hill and go to Grandma's.
I think you told me after the fact.
Yeah, I had little to no money, you know. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I was willing to do whatever on my own, but then when during that journey, God was really speaking to me, man. I used to watch lots of sermons each day, and I got to the point where I was like, God, what is it that you want me to learn? I created a war room, I created a strategy, I created everything through the power of God and trust in Him. So when people see acceleration, they didn't see this is just, these are minor stories as well, bro. You know, I went through a lot, you know, and even in marriage, we've been through like what we've been through.
Yeah.
I only had one choice. I'm saying, bro, like,
Yeah. No, but it's true, like, bro. It was true. It's very true.
I only had one choice, fam.
And I think that's where I got to. And I think you got there before, but I think when I got to that point, and this is even whilst being in ministry, like when I got to the point of like, yo, I actually have no choice. And that's not to say that I was doing anything. I'm just saying like getting to the point where in here, I was like, there's no other choice.
But this is the thing. I'm
gonna
go back to, bro.
How?
Yeah.
No other choice, bro.
To trust you.
Bro, when it just came to me, that's all I can do, fam. That's like, Mama Blazing. That was my favorite song on the album, number 1.
I have no other choice but to believe.
But to believe, and it's like, yo, that speaks wildly now, because and I think as Christians we kind of live this life thinking we have a choice, or people, like I guess in one sense we do have a choice, because you either choose to believe or not believe, but even in the believing, there's no choice. You have to commit. And you need to commit.
Whoa. Either accept or reject. The Bible speaks about, you know, submit to God. And the devil will flee from you. The way I always flip that when I teach the youth is that if you're not submitted to God, you are submitted to something else. And if you're submitted to God, something else, you've rejected God. The middle is this concept that we talk about. The middle is sometimes how we journey on a day to day, but realistically, from moment to moment, we make the decision who we're submitted to. And this is what I'm saying. I trusted you so much that I followed you when I was younger.
I'm not your God.
I made you a God without definition.
And because of you tore down the idol.
Yeah. And then I made cars a God. I made money a God. I made women a God. Every single thing was an idol.
And God will tear it down,
God will tear it down just to show you who is the God of gods, who is the King of Kings, who is the Lord of Lords. And I say all of that to say, bro, and literally is that when we run, maybe it's not such a bad thing that we run, but we need to make sure we're running in the right direction. That's it. Make sure we're running in the right direction. No. Yeah. What's child tributes to the song?
Chasing After You.
Yeah.
I'll forever be chasing after you.
Yeah.
But that used to be my ring. That used to be my alarm, you know.
Yeah.
Each and every day I will seek your face.
Yeah.
Bro, I might have to go back to this album, bro.
I've been there.
I might have to go back, you know.
I've been there. And this
my
is
soul is crying out
bro,
for more. I want more of you.
Yeah. I will go.
You know, I'm listening to that on the way home.
Oh,
right?
it touched me different.
Yeah.
But yeah, fam, man. We've been speaking. We can speak all day.
It says hour 34 right here, you know, man. Bro. But we can speak all day, and obviously we probably have to do another one of these. But and maybe even bring some of that, like, a refam reunion. Just for one. I don't know. I'm just saying, but I appreciate, bro. Like, there's actually so much we could actually talk about, but and obviously one episode is not going to be able to cover 31 years. Like,
wow.
Yeah, man. Just appreciate it, bro.
So good.
Like, thanks for your honesty. Thanks for your candidness.
I love you to my wife.
What?
Because I'm definitely getting
You're getting told off, and I want to say I love you to my future wife, like as Lateris would say. So hopefully she hears that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just being prophetic right now. Hallelujah.
So yeah. Peace.
All right. Letters, people. Thank you. That's entry 3 and 4 done. Later. Yes, people. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week for the next entry of JM Journal. In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, keep journaling.